Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, watching Sarah, Philip, and Xander, watching this scene taught me a very valuable lesson today. Sarah is a terrible, terrible girlfriend. I mean, I'm sitting there just lost, sitting there wondering where to begin. So, Sarah and Philip are sitting there talking, and, Philip makes a joke about Xander, and Sarah starts just laughing it up. Just laughing it the hell up. And, Xander comes down there, and he sees what's going on. He's like, really? So he's getting tight, and then Xander makes Phillips makes remarks about Xander, and you would think that at some point, Sarah would sit there and defend Xander. Nope, not at all. She just lets him just berate Xander left and right. The minute that Xander says something back, Sarah's like, "Oh, you're being mean, you're being cruel, you should apologize." Are you... Watching those scenes, I don't even know where to begin. I'm just not there, and it's maybe here's the thing. I don't know what they're like before I start watching this, but seeing how she treats Xander now, it's like, the sad thing is that I feel like Xander doesn't have a backbone. Okay? Xander will sit there and just act like a little puppy and take whatever Sarah decides to give him. And it's just sad. It's just sad. It's sad. It's pathetic. And, I don't even really know what else to add to it. Oh, and then Philip brings up some stuff about Xander's past. Because they bring up the whole, the three people breaking out or whatever, and, Philip's like, "Oh, well, you know some of them, right? You've worked with them before, right?" And then Sarah gets so upset talking about, "Well, you never told me that." I'm sorry, sweetheart. Can we go through your skeletons? Like, can we go through your closet or whatever? Like, are you kidding me? Like, she had that surprised look on her face, like, how dare you didn't tell me that? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was really disgusted at that whole scene. And yeah, Sarah is just a terrible girlfriend, because at the end of their scene, Sarah's like, you can go upstairs and you can go sleep by yourself. I'm gonna be down here with Philip. And I'm like, wow. So the guy that he despises, that is always, getting jealous every time every time he sees you two together. And your answer is, let me spend more time with him. Now, here's the thing. I'm not sitting there saying that Xander should be sitting there telling Sarah who to hang out with and what to do and this, that, and the third. Because she keeps sitting there, referring to his behavior as like caveman behavior. I'm not sitting there saying that, he should be going that far. Or, somebody should be going that far. But if you love this guy like you claim you do, then why don't you show a little respect? You want him to sit there and respect you. Respect your wishes and your space and your this and your that and your third. But when it comes towards her, it's like, are you kidding me? Like, you can't even sit there and acknowledge the fact that Philip gets under his skin. You're spending time with him. He doesn't like that. And you're going to sit there and continue to do something that is going to hurt the so-called man that you love. So the question is, how much does she really act like? Does she even really know what loving him really means? Because she keeps talking about how she's at the end of her rope. And I'm just like, I don't even know what to say to that, Like, maybe she should sit there and take a step back and be like, do I really love this guy? And honestly, to tell you the truth, I think Xander needs to grow a goddamn backbone. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now let's talk about a complete and utter waste of time. Claire and Charlie. I think that's his name, Charlie. So Claire's whole big thing in this story was to open a goddamn door. I can't even make this up. And to be honest, I'm surprised the writers are just like, yep, yeah, she goes to Titan and she opens the door for him. Yeah, no, this is perfect. Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll just send this out. Like, are you kidding me? That's literally her whole story. She goes to Titan because Charlie locked himself in somehow, and he couldn't open the door. And, Claire gets upstairs, and she pushes from the outside, while he pulls from the inside. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow. Here's the thing. If we're trying to do this whole rom-com thing, or whatever, or cutesy moment or whatever, I mean, if you take out the logic of pretty much everything in it, then I guess you have something. It's a story, because he does ask her out and she says yes, so you got something there. But like, dude, I mean, really, does she really need to get out of bed just to actually, did the actress need to get out of bed just to sit there and be called in? Yeah, you're gonna be opening the door today. Yeah, no, that's it. You're just gonna be opening the door. Alright, cool. I just... Wow. Let's talk about Bella and Jane. Jan just seems like the chick in high school that just really couldn't get over a guy and just obsessed about them for, like, ever. And it's amazing because she's a grown-ass woman, and yet she acts like a 16-year-old child. She just walks on into Bella's place, and they talk and they argue and stuff like that, and they go back and forth. And one of the things that I thought was kind of interesting, and I don't even need to look at my notes really to even kind of remember this part, but Bella says something along the lines of, being friends with my daughter is inappropriate because you're older than her and something else. And then Jane was like, well, your relationship with Philip is inappropriate. And I'm like, listen, if the crazy chick is actually making sense, you got a problem. Because, yeah, you could have got a ton of other people to sit there and represent Philip, and you know how Sean feels about Philip, and Jesus Christ, how many times did she actually cheat on Sean with him? But the fact that you are still going to represent her, and the fact that she called you out on it, was like, I'm not going to lie, sweetheart. I mean, she just walked on in your house, and I find that just weird and crazy, but she got a point. So they argue back and forth, and then, Bella says something along the lines of, Sean will never love you, he doesn't even like you, and she just goes on and on and on. And then, Jane picks up this rock that she, says she spent a lot of money for, and she picks up the rock like she's about to, like, I don't know, bust her skull open. And then Sean gets there, which he gets there, and I guess he saves her, and then he kicks her out, and then she pretty much says, Nana Nana Boo Boo, pretty much. And then she walks out, and then she has this hilarious daydream of her hitting Bella with a rock. And, man, was that hilarious. That was so funny. It wasn't funny because she hit her with a rock. It was funny because of how cheap they made it look. That was the part that was like, wow, this is definitely a soap opera. Yep, this is definitely a soap opera. Now earlier, Sean, I'm not gonna lie, this was almost seemed like a waste of time. Another waste of time, another time waster. Sean, Eli, and Lonnie are there trying to, I don't know, coordinate or plan on how to get these people back. And then Lonnie walks in like she's so sure of herself that she has this foolproof way of trying to track down, I guess, Roth. And she plays the tape. And she's smiling and smirking. And then the tape was erased. And I'm like, where did all that bravado go? I mean, you walked in all like high and mighty. And by the way, you know, Eli was like, you know, you've been up for a while. Like, you need to kind of just rest and take care of yourself and the kids. And she's like, no, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. I'm like, listen, I'm not the type of person to sit there and be like, I don't want to sit there and say I'm not a control freak. I wouldn't be a control freak in that sense, but it's like, maybe you should kind of slow down because you are pregnant. You know, no one's going to saying you're an invalid, but like, you know, it's not like you don't have children right now. Like, if you don't slow down for yourself, slow down for your children. That's what I'm saying. Her whole like, I'm going to stay up for like another 48 hours is starting to kind of annoy me after a while. And honestly, to tell you the truth, nothing really came of it except for the fact that she was going through the tips, and somebody said that they spotted Clive at Ben's like area, and then Lonnie was like, you know, I know Ben said that, you know, his dad wasn't there, but he could have been lying. You might want to go back over there and check. 1 second. And so he's like, yeah, I'm going to go back over there and check. And then, goodness. I swear, if I was to spill something myself, I would not have done this again. The last thing we're going to sit there and talk about is Ben's dad trying for a whole hour to talk Ben down of throwing away his life, throwing away all the hard work that Ciara had did as far as like trying to get him released. And, you know, for him to go out there and be like, you know what, listen, I'm just going to shoot him. It's like all that work that she did was for nothing. Was for absolutely nothing. And that's literally damn near the entire scene. And I'm just sitting there watching it, and I'm watching, and I'm like, yeah, you know, we kind of did this yesterday. Oh, we're still doing this? We're really doing this all over again? And that was the part that was just so, like, annoying. You know, it wasn't a bad scene. It was just like, we kind of did it already. And then in the end, he's just like, you know what? Why don't you just sleep on it before, you know, you make a decision. I'll be back to check on you. Which is probably not a good idea because, you know, you are, like, wanted, but whatever. So in a lot of ways, I kind of felt like that was somewhat of a waste of time because we did it. We did it yesterday. And then we did it today. And we didn't actually even solve anything. Because he still may decide to just go out and shoot this dude anyway. So what did we accomplish for this whole hour of you sitting there talking him down, and we as the audience sitting there trying to be like, listen, I can't speak for everyone, but I could just speak for myself, and I'm just like, this is a complete and utter waste of time. Because we did this yesterday, and it's not going anywhere, and he's not listening to you. And I'm going to be honest with you, yeah, him doing that is throwing his life away, you know? And if you're not going to listen to your dad, and you're not going to listen to your dead wife, then, like, what is the point of this whole scene of talking Ben down? I feel like it's just a waste of everyone's time. And yeah, okay, there's something I do gotta sit there and say, because I somewhat made a boo-boo yesterday. So I was sitting there saying, like, you know, his dead girlfriend / wife. And, okay, legally, Ciara is his wife. Legally. But in reality, I mean, come on, let's be honest. She was his wife for, like, what, 40-something seconds? Like, a minute? 2 minutes the most? I mean, dude walked down the aisle, and then the bomb happened. And then that was it. So, I mean, are we really gonna, it's like, should I really sit there and say that she was your wife when you were married for, like, what, a minute? I don't know. I thought about that, you know, when I was at work today, and I was like, well, you weren't really married that long, so. But with that being said, I'm gonna go. Let me know what you think of this whole, Sarah and Xander thing, and do you think that she's a terrible girlfriend? I get that she wants Xander to be a better person, and that she doesn't like when he acts, you know, like a jerk and stuff like that, and he flies off the handle. I totally get that, but I feel like she does not help by doing her part as far as trying to support him, or trying to even understand where he's coming from, before she just takes Philip's side and just laughs it up with Philip, and, you know. But let me know what you think. Write it down in the comment section. That being said, have a good weekend. I will catch you in the next review.